What's up, everyone? John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo here. We're going to do a first boot up and initial impressions of the just redesigned 2010 MacBook Air. This is the 11.6-inch model, and I gotta tell you, it is extremely thin and very light. I'm wondering if it packs any sort of punch for such a diminutive size. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so this guy has never been powered on before. Let's go ahead and open it up, and it's almost jarring to see such a small screen with a full-size keyboard. The keyboard extends out past where the actual screen is. Kind of interesting. So let's go ahead and turn this on. The power key is actually a real button now. It looks sort of inlaid with all of the function keys on top. It's no longer that little circle that's embedded in the top of the chassis. Let's go ahead and power this thing on. See if it's got some juice to kick on here. It looks like it does. It's always kind of a satisfying experience. Hopefully we'll get the Apple dancing music there. Go ahead and see, move it up so you guys can see it. And generally you got a minute or two wait while it boots up and does its first initialization. And of course stay tuned to Techno Buffalo and the YouTube channel at youtube.com/John4Lakers for sort of all the information on the MacBook Air. I get this guy for just about a week and I'm really going to put it through the paces to see what it can do and what it can't do for that matter. So here we are. We'll go ahead and use English as the main language, and some of these things I'm going to have to cut out because I have to put in passwords and that kind of thing. So I'll go ahead and keep going. The snow leopard and I guess leopard welcome video, welcoming you to Mac. Alright, so bad dancing aside, looks like we're just about done. OS 10. I wonder what the OS 10.7 Lion is going to look like here. Alright, so we are in the United States. Hit continue. The trackpad seems to be pretty good on first response. The MacBook Air was the last of the Apple line to sort of have a physical button. It's now just this whole clicky trackpad. It seems to be pretty good. Hit continue. It doesn't have as much throw as the trackpad on the MacBooks and MacBook Pros, but it does have a decent amount of clickiness. So we're not going to transfer any information right now, just a demo unit. Hit continue. And if you do want to use a migration assistant, you can certainly use one of the USB ports or do it all over Wi-Fi. Go ahead and connect to Wi-Fi here. Go ahead and push this off to the side and type in my password. Alright, so that is all set up, and I will say that on first blush, using the keyboard seems to be pretty good. It does feel like using a standard Apple keyboard. The Option and Alt keys look to be a bit small, although the four-way navigation is pretty decent size, and the keyboard itself feels like a standard size keyboard. We'll go ahead and not take a picture. Let's pick a picture of a dog and hit continue. And we're going to see how this thing handles with some HD movies, and just do some sort of general quick tests with it, sort of give just some first impressions. And of course, I'll do sort of more thorough testing on it to see what it can do and what it can't do. So here we are. We are now in the MacBook Air. And this has never been turned on before, never been connected online. Let's go ahead and jump on over to Safari. And let's see how it handles HD video, which you assume would be quite good with the NVIDIA GeForce graphics processor it has in here and a full Core 2 Duo chip. Gonna give us another welcome to Safari thing. I'm gonna ignore that. Let's go ahead and jump on over to my YouTube channel. So youtube.com/John4Lakers. We didn't type it in there. youtube.com/John4Lakers. It's next time I try and type this on a smartphone keyboard, which I always screw up whenever I am on camera. Alright, so it's going to load. And it still is a little shocking to see a full-size keyboard on a laptop this small. While that's loading up, if you actually look at the trackpad, sort of first impressions thing, the trackpad is a little sunk in. A little more sunk in than we've seen on previous generations of this sort of all-glass trackpad. I wonder if that's unique to the MacBook Air or not. They had to make sort of a sacrifice to have it be clicky while in such a sort of razor-thin profile right there. So, we do not have Adobe Flash. That is very sort of typical Apple. I think Engadget actually reported these were shipping without Adobe Flash. So I'll go ahead and install that and come right back. Alright, so we got Flash installed. It appears as Apple's war on Adobe continues. Let's go ahead and bump this sucker up to 720p, and let's hit play.
What's up, everyone? John Rector from Techno-Buffalo.
Let's go ahead and full screen it. And not surprisingly, plays very smooth. You'd expect that with the NVIDIA chip in here. Or you can sort of get a little sense of what the speakers sound like too.
So let me talk about first the idea behind Windows Phone 7. This is directly from Steve Ballmer.
They're a little louder than I expected them to be. They're certainly not going to rock a party with these tiny speakers, but you can definitely listen to your music or watch a video or two. Overall, I'd say relatively impressive, at least YouTube performance. So I'll put this thing through more tests. We'll try Hulu and we'll try other HD video. I just want to do a first boot up and show you guys just generally what the operating system looked like and how quick or not quick it was. And overall, it seems to have pretty decent performance. Certainly, it's not going to compare with a Core i3, i5, or i7, but it's just either a secondary or a primary computer for someone who doesn't do very heavy things. This may be a really nice companion to have with you. I'm looking forward to having one of these for traveling and taking to and from school. Anyway, guys, anything that you want to see, leave it down below. We'll be sure to get to it. I am John Rettinger from Techno-Buffalo with a first boot up and I guess a first look at the 11.6-inch MacBook Air. See you guys next video. Bye-bye.